Hey everyone and welcome. I'm Dark Sky and today we are playing some Engineer Alpha. This is a really interesting game, very voxel, and it's a factory type game. Factory and exploring, and just don't think there's any real storyline. It's just you just get out there, you build, you have fun, right? That's all it comes down to. But this game has a bit of a twist. The twist is there's no tutorial, so you don't really, you just have to kind of bump around and then you kind of figure out how the game all works, which is kind of nice sometimes. You know, you wouldn't mind having those type of games that don't hold your hand. So, and this is definitely one that doesn't hold your hand. Matter of fact, it probably slaps your hand more than it holds your hand. But, let's get into this. Let's get started. All right. And so here we are. This water is crazy looking. But, yeah, so we have some trees, very voxel, almost kind of like a Minecraft setting. We got these little plants we can pick up. These are potatoes. We're going to need lots of them because, well, we are going to find that we need food and to continue our dominance over this planet or this area of our factory. Now, I guess we could just build up a factory like like everybody else does, where we do like buildings and whatnot. But I think, since there's not really any need for it at the moment, I'm just gonna kind of wing it. And I'll just put all my factory stuff outside. Now, what I'm doing here is not only am I picking up these little green leafy plants right here, you can see these ones. It says collect potato plant. We want to collect these potato plants, but we also we want to pick up like this wood right here. There's all this wood that's just laying about, and this is how we can make our tools and everything. We're going to make our tools using collecting this wood, or from this collected wood rather. So we're going to pick up all this here, and then what I want to do is, where's it looks like to be a good spot? I'm thinking maybe against this hillside over here, because we could use that as a mountain, as a mine. Now, the way we can check the ground, we can check the ground here. If we hold down V, you see this little ruler bar comes up. It's checking to see what resources are in the ground. So it's telling me that there's poor copper, there's dirt, and there's stone. And then if we come across this here, we can go, we can check to see like how it is over this way. Maybe we can go straight into this hillside, and who knows? Okay, so we got more stone, dirt, and all that. Maybe it's best just to go down. So look at that. There's a nice little spot right there. I'm thinking, let's set up here. Now, this wood, it respawns every once in a while, and you'll see it just pop up everywhere. But, so I'm thinking, like, right in here is probably a good spot for as any, I suppose. And we got this this water nearby. I don't know if the water even comes into play later on or not, but if it does, well, hey, we got a lake right next to us. It's a win-win. So we're going to hit F here, and F's going to bring up our little screen here. We get our character screen and all that. Down here it says 0, 100. That's our level. Every level we get 3 stat points that we can put into our stats here. We can increase our stamina, strength, agility, and intellect. Now, intellect increases your manual crafting speed, and agility increases your weapon and your tool swing speed. So how fast you can swing your sword, or not your sword, but your pick and all that. This one here increases the damage and mining power. So like how much damage you do, you'll find that like when you're hitting a tree, maybe you do like 50 damage, but if you increase your strength, maybe you do like 60, 70, maybe 100 damage. And then stamina increases your max health and your food, which can be good because, that means less time you got to feed yourself if your food's really up there. All right, so right here, they got an easy one. We just need 6 wood. So we definitely got that. We got 26 wood. We got 6 leaves, 2 flax, and some potatoes. I'm going to put these potatoes over here, and I can eat those when I come about it. Now I'm going to make this workbench here, and we're going to put this workbench down. Let's see. Let's stick that right there. And then later I'll end up moving it out there. But let's see. Let's just put it down. I mean, we can move it around any way we want. It's pretty much on a grid, so we'll just put it right there. And then once we get it down, let's see, I want to make an axe. I want to make an axe so that way I can chop down trees. So I'll put that over there and there. All right. And then the other one I want, now I probably want, next I want to do is a pickaxe. That way I can mine the ground. Now you can see that I'm out of wood, but now that I've got the wood axe, that means I can go and chop down the trees. Now, you can see that there's a weird light. If we hit L, it'll turn off the light slightly. But, oh yeah, so we need to go into our inventories here and move these down to our hotbars. So just drag and then click in the spot where you want them in your hotbar. And so we're going to just start chopping. Now you see it's hitting for 49, 51, stuff like that. Now, if I increase my strength, I might be hitting for 60, 70, 80. But right now, I'm only hitting for that. And so there's these big trees. I think I want to leave those big trees because, man, I bet you those guys, yeah, this got like 2,000 hit points. Be there forever. I mean, these ones here only have 1,000, and they're just little tiny guys. So I don't want to be here, you know, chopping this thing for the rest of my life, you know. Especially if I'm only hitting for 50. Don't forget to pick up these logs you find on the ground. And if you see any potato plants, you want to pick those up because we are starting to burn through food now that we're working. So let's pick up some of those, grab some more of these. Now, the nice thing is you also get raw timber. And raw timber, you can transfer from raw timber to logs. So for 1 raw timber gets 5 wood. So not too bad. But what I want to do now is I want to get a engineering lab. If I can start getting an engineering lab, that means I can start making stuff. And that's kind of ultimately where I want to be. I want to be able to start making stuff. So let's make this and make this. Now the wrench here is so that you can remove buildings. So we'll put the shovel down here. That makes it so I can dig into the dirt. And then and then we got some flax here, which is going to be used for making our clothes and everything. So I have to keep that in there. Now, I might want to make myself another axe, because when this axe dies, since it's a crude wooden axe, it's going to go away. So might want to make us another axe just to have it on the back, just when one dies, and we can just go on to the next. Now, we need to make 20 planks. We need a bunch of wood for this. And so if we do, what do we got here? We got 8 right now. We got 16. Let's make, let's craft 10 of these. That should get us enough wood. And then with that wood there, we can make the planks. And there we go. So we got 58 wood now. And still 6 raw timber. So we're doing pretty good. Let's craft 10 of these planks. And then once we craft the 10 planks, then I want to get some stone bricks. Looks like I'm going to need actually 10 more planks. All right. And then we then have a little spot right here. This seems like a pretty good spot to start our little mine. We're going to use our pick. We can use our pick, but probably the shovel would be the best because it's dirt. Once we get down to stone, then we can switch over to our pick, and then we'll be able to mow through the wood that a little bit easier. But all right, as far as dirt's concerned, it's much easier with a shovel. There we go. We just hit stone, so that's good. Now switch over to the pick. long as we keep mowing down here, I think we're gonna find copper, which is gonna be good because that's gonna be our first element that we're gonna need to work with. And since we are so tall, we need to mine out some of this dirt here. There we go. And we're down to the stone now, so that way we can just concentrate on just using our pick here. Oh, getting hungry, getting hungry. All right, we switch over to our potatoes, take some bites out of our potatoes. You can see how like it changes the light. Like at first there, it was getting all kind of a reddish tinge, and now when we eat some food, it goes back to normal, nice colors. Oh, look at that! Turned on our light automatically. Must be getting night outside. All right, let's see. Let's prospect this area. See how far down our copper is. Ooh, just got mined stone right here. We might need to go back a little bit, because wasn't it right here where we had the copper? No, we just had stone. How about in front of us? Do we have anything in front of us? Oh, we do have rich copper in front of us. We also have some copper, just straight on copper ore, it looked like. Oh, that's it right there. Look at that. Boy, we hit that right off the bat. There we go. Look at all that copper right there. Somebody loves us. Well, our mine didn't have to go too deep before we ran into it. But we are going to need some stone anyways, so we might as well just mine some of this stone here. Let's see if I can get down to the lower level here. Our pick just broke there, so that should be good enough. Should have enough stone. Now what we're going to do here is going to go to stone bricks, and let's craft, I don't know, say about 100. See how we do there. Now, let's see here. Do I have enough to do this? I do. Let me craft one of these. Of course, I stopped my making 100 blocks there, but that's okay. So what we need to do is do the engineering. We need to make 20 of these. So we got 5 right now, these planks. Let's make 5 more. There we go. And then I want to make the engineering lab. So let's create that. And then that way we can start working on our technology. Now, let's see here. We press F and go to engineering. And I'm thinking we could put it down like right in here. This might be good. Actually, if I keep it down on this lower level, that'd be even better. Problem is the darn plants. You know, these plants, you know, they don't like it when you put stuff down on top of them. All right, so now that we have this, we can go into hitting T. That'll go into our technology tree. And the first thing we want to work on is wind power. Let's get some wind power going, because that's going to be powering our whole factory and everything, kind of get that going. Later on, we'll probably do steam and then electricity, I imagine, and so on and so forth. All right, so we're going to work on that. So the next thing we got to do is we got to make the structural science packs. To make the structural science packs, we're going to need 3 of these stone bricks, and we're going to need 1 plank. So we have, let's see, you got a stone brick right here. Let's craft 10 of these. And then we're going to need some planks. All right, now we want to do the structural. So let's do structural and thinking, let's hit up 20 of those. Ultimately, what we want to do is we're going to set up a windmill. And then on the windmill, we're going to put up a constructor. And a constructor is able to make parts for you. And what I'll do is I'll just make the stone bricks and the wood blocks for the time being, because you can only connect one like piece of equipment or like one constructor to one windmill with the wooden shafts. The wooden shafts can only connect one windmill to one piece of equipment. So I'll just make that one piece of equipment, and I'm going to connect, and then I'll put the science structures in there for it to process in there, because that it makes this the science structures take such a long time for it to create. Okay, so we have all 20 of those now. Now let's take those 20. We're just going to throw them right in here. And so now we just have to wait for the that to process. Once that's processing, let's see, I think it only is going to take 10, so I'll have 10 left over once it processes. But our next thing we'll do is to make that those wooden shafts. Now I'm thinking what we should do is just we'll clear out a bunch of area here, so that way when the windmill is ready and we can get started, we'll have all this area kind of cleaned out for things for us to be able to work with. Plus, it's not a bad idea to pick up some grass anyways, because you can use the grass to burn later on when we get up to the copper. I mean, that's a long ways away, so not too much to worry about right now. All right, so it looks like our technology is done. Next thing I want to do is I want to make this constructor that's going to be able to sit there and just make these structural science packs for us. So I forgot to click on the research, so we click that and click research. There we go. So now that is working there. And I got this mostly mowed out here. Now we're getting a little low on our food, so let's eat a little food. See how it changes the scenery. Everything gets a little bit more brighter, more vibrant when you eat some food. And these potato plants, they grow pretty regularly, so it's pretty easy for us to go around and just pick up some extra potatoes when we get a little on the low side. If we just wait for a little bit, they'll pop up. Or you can either plant them and make your own little planting field or something like that, and then go around and eat all these, all your hard work. All right, so we got that. Now, what I want to do next is let's see if we can't set up this this windmill. So I'm thinking if we first off, let's look at the windmill. What is it going to cost us? It's going to cost us a stone brick, a wood shaft, and some planks. So we're going to need a wood shaft, which requires, it's going to need raw timber. And then what's the other thing it needs? It's going to need a stone brick. And so here's a stone brick down here. Let's craft that. That should be enough for the windmill. There we go. So now we just need to make these shafts, which happen to be the raw timber. And the way we get that raw timber is by chopping down the trees. So, and we get quite a few, actually. We get quite a few little raw timbers for chopping down trees. So, let's see, I think it's like 4. Oh, I got 3 on that one. Let's see, that's 1,000. It's a big tree, but I thought it was going to be more, considering it's, you know, being a big tree and all. All right, we got +5 wood timber on that, and we leveled, so we get 3 points for every level, so we should have 9 points now. So we hit F, you can see that there's these little levels that are going up, they're pointing up. And if we click on this, say for this one here, you can see that my health went up, my food went up a little bit. We do it again. Now my food is at went from 105 to 110. This went from 140 to 150. And then we can also increase our damage. So, doing our strength might be a good thing. Let's get that up a little bit. And maybe even, increase our speed a little. All right. So there we go. There we go. We got, we're pretty evened out, I think. So let's continue getting this. Oh, see what I mean? Just potatoes just pop up right behind us. All right. So let's see. We should have enough to make these 2 shafts. There we go. And then we just need to make this windmill. There we are. So now what I want to do is probably the easiest way to go about this is just to place down dirt. So I'm going to put down dirt here. And we have to have the windmill so far up off the ground. I'm thinking that might be high enough. Let's see here. Let's look into our inventory. We got the windmill here. We'll drag that down here. Get rid of that. There we go. Now let's see if what the windmill takes here. There we go. So we got the windmill up on all its splendor and glory. We got this wonderful windmill here. All right, so now the next thing we need to do is we need to make some shafts for that. So we're gonna go down here to shafts, and I'm thinking maybe like 10 of these. I don't think I'm gonna make it because we don't have that much raw timber. We do have quite a bit, but we don't have that much. So if we take this and we put that there, so you can see it coming down a little bit. You can see that the gear is turning so that that is all connected. It's all nice. So the next thing we need to do is to see. I'm thinking maybe going off a little to the side here. There we go. Let's see. Yep, that'll come down like right here. That'll be about right. All right, so the next thing what we need to do is work on making this constructor. So we got 21 wood. We got 4 here. We got some stone bricks. Let's see. So we should be able to make a few more. We'll try making a few more. Hopefully we can get enough to get that constructor up. All right, there we go. So we got 20 more of these little science packs. Let's put these in here and get those going so that we can continue doing what we're doing. And then ultimately, I want to use this copper. I mean, this actually worked out pretty good. We just had that little tiny mine right there, and we ran right into copper, which is exactly what we need. I don't know. We might need coal at some point. Let me see what we have for prospecting down here. So we got copper ore and stone that way. Let me see. How about this, Drake? So what do we got going here? So poor copper, copper ore, dirt, stone, and more rich copper. So we got a lot of copper going that direction. What do we got going here? Stone and dirt, which is great for me, if I need a lot of stone, which I'm going to need a lot of stone. Stone, dirt, and more poor copper ore. Just lots of, lots of like, a lot of copper, a lot of stone, tons of dirt. Don't have to worry too much about dirt. But we'll just have to keep our eyes peeled for some coal. Coal is a better resource to use for burning, other than burning grass or leaves or anything like that. Oh, we got some coal going this direction. Okay. So if I go in this way a little bit and then go back this way, I could probably hit some coal. That would be all right. So we finally got that technology done. So we have knocked out the constructor. The next thing I want to do is let's do the copper smelting. I'm feeling that this one is going to be a lot better for us because that's going to unlock the copper blocks, copper ingots, and the stone furnace versus this other one here is for a wood gear, which I'm not sure what I would use a wood gear at the moment for. And then the other one is for the gearbox, which is probably what you need the wood gear for. And the gearbox increases and reduces the shaft speed and torque. Okay, well, that sounds all nice. But the next area after that, then we can start getting into copper. And if we get into copper, then the wood gearing it's not going to, it's not going to be all that handy. So what I want to do now is, first off, let's set this, start researching that, getting that smelter going. And then I want to do, let's see, I want to do the constructor. So I am going to need 5 wood planks. So we need to go out and get some more wood, it seems. All right, so now what we want to do is I want to get this constructor built, so I need some stone bricks. So let's do stone bricks, which requires me to make some more stone bricks up here. There we go. Let's craft some of those. All right, now we should have enough of those. Now let's go back down here to stone blocks and craft 10 of those guys. And we got enough of that, so let's craft one of these constructors. There we are. Now I want to move this constructor down to here. And let's put this, now the constructor, if you look, you see how like this one side has this like little gear thing, but the others are all kind of flat. It's just that one side. So we need to turn that around to the side that we're going to have against the windmill. And you can see that we're going to have that windmill coming down here. And so we're going to want to put that like right here. Right? No, maybe a little bit back, huh? Looks like it's coming down there in a spot. So normally I'd have it right there, but I want it maybe right there. I think that'll work. Yep, that looks like it'll do. And then we want to bring these here from this and just bring that straight down to the here. There we go. All right, so now that's working there. Things are happening. Let's see, I want to clear this out. There we are. Now this is all working. We just need to set up our recipe. And so the recipe that I want to put in here is the structural. So I want to make the stone blocks. We're going to set that up. And then we can take our stone blocks. We can put that there. We got a bunch of dirt here. So it looks like I'm going to need to make some more of the wood. So I need to make more planks. All right, so now that we have the planks, we can slot the planks in there. And missing input item, stone brick. Oh, okay, because it needs 3 stone brick and and 1 wood plank to make this. So we want to, let's see, let's get a couple of these rolling. See, now what I'm thinking about is we can make another windmill, and then we make another constructor to tie to it. And then we can just put the bricks in, and it'll sit there and make these bricks for us, the stone bricks. And that way we don't have to like sit here in front of the machine the whole time waiting for it to process. All right, so there we go. Now that is being made. These are out, so we don't have any more of those. Let's see if we can't build up another windmill here. I almost want to move that windmill so it's not coming from that way, but going straight out. But I don't know. Maybe that's okay. Maybe I can do it like that. If I do it like that, then I can put another one like right here. Yeah, that'd be all right. Let me get the windmill ready before I go up there, because I don't want to have to like do that multiple times. So we need the wood shaft. We need 2 of those. And then we need 6 planks. Don't think we had enough planks. Let's see if we can make some wood. All right, and then we should be able to make the windmill. Craft one of those bad boys. And we'll drag that down to here. All right, so then what I want to do is I want to set this up, I think right here. Yeah, that probably should be a good spot. I want to get up high enough so that the windmill doesn't hit the machines. I think that's about right about there. All right, and then let's switch the windmill here. There we go. We got that windmill going. So there we go. We have 2 windmills that are going. Now we just need to route this stuff down. I want to move some of this dirt out of the way. All right, there we go. And now the next thing I want to do is I want to make another constructor. And it looks like we need the 3 stone bricks. So let's see here. 3 bricks. We're gonna need more of that stone. So. All right, we can stop crafting on that because I think we have plenty now. Now we want to go down here to stone bricks. All right, now we want to click on the constructor here. Let's make one of these. All right, there we go. And put that down there. All right, so same deal. Just got to make sure that back area is lined up. I'm thinking I want to put this like right there. So now I need to bring a shaft down. Ultimately, what we're going to do is we're going to set up this recipe, and I wanted to make stone bricks. It's too bad that I can't get a machine that goes, just makes wood. Yeah, so we could make a thing where we could have the stone, or we could have it make the planks and everything. But we don't really need that. I mean, we can do that by hand. That should be easy enough. Just need to be able to make the shafts. So the shafts require the raw timber, which means we got to chop down some trees. All right, so now what we need to do is make the shafts. We got we get 2 per. For every 1 raw timber, we get 2 wood shafts. So I'm just going to do 10 of them. That should give me 20. All right. And then let's see if we can't connect this bad boy up. There we go. Straight and simple. I like it. I like it. All right, now we can do the stone bricks. Select that recipe, and we can just put the stone bricks right in there. And now it's just going to make those stone bricks for us. So that's one less thing we have to do. But yeah, I think we've done pretty far. We've gotten quite a ways here. We got these 2 windmills up, and we're working on copper smelting. We're at about 80% through the technology tree of getting the copper smelting done. So that is just pretty awesome. I mean, we're getting right up there. Now, I mean, the game doesn't exactly have like super awesome graphics, but you know, you don't have to have super awesome graphics for a game to be enjoyable. So yeah, it's a fun game. It's a little game. At first, it does take a little bit of time to try to figure out how it all comes together, how it works, and all that. But once you figure it out, then and it actually is quite fun. But definitely want to check that out. We'll do more on the next episode. I want to thank everyone for coming out and joining us. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video. You take care, and bye-bye.